soaring through the skies, or hiding in dense woods. Our world is full of unseen creatures. From mythical giants to tiny anomalies. Old tales are coming to life. So, let's see what happened when these cryptids were caught alive on camera. You must have a bird or two flying in the sky. But what if you looked up one day and found this giant taking over the heavens above? While this guy was out on the road somewhere in the US, he spotted this bat-like dragon creature soaring through the sky. Unable to believe his eyes, he recorded the strange sight on camera and posted it online only for the internet to start speculating. While some said it was definitely a sighting of the creature, skeptics were doubtful, dismissing the clip as a hoax. Giant winged creature. It's not every day you go out on a hike and find a giant cryptid that looks like it jumped out of a myth. However, a guy got lucky when he spotted this massive dragon-like critter. With its mouth moving and wings all spread out, it looked like it was either looking for something or was getting ready to throw fire. Whichever it would be, I'd rather stay away. As the clip circulated online, netizens thought the creature might have been hiding in a cave and was coming out only now. Some argued that it wasn't possible for a dragon to exist and then appear out of nowhere like this. Tower creature. This guy thought he had ended up in another dimension when he looked out of his window and found this massive winged creature sitting on the very top of the tower. By the looks of it, it seemed to be a dragon out on the loose. Can you imagine seeing something like this near your home? I'd think I've been teleported to prehistoric times. Could this really be a sighting of the creature, or was it a work of CGI, like many netizens claimed? The truth hasn't been revealed yet. Dino tail. The internet is abuzz with a mysterious video clip that has left everyone baffled. A colossal winged creature with a wingspan was seen soaring across the sky. Its tail bears an uncanny resemblance to a dinosaur's, fueling speculation about its true nature. The cryptid swiftly flew across the frame, leaving people to question its origin and purpose. Some believe it could be a surviving dinosaur, making a symbolic return. Others dismiss the clip as a hoax. While many have written off the video, enthusiasts of cryptids maintain that there's a possibility it's genuine. Prehistoric looks. A group of friends on a horseback riding trip was in for a prehistoric surprise when they encountered an unusual creature while riding through the woods. The small, dark-furred creature had a long, bushy tail. It seemed calm one moment only to unexpectedly jump toward one of the riders, knocking them off their horse. Online folks thought its looks resembled a small dinosaur, while others suggested it might be an anteater due to its elongated snout. However, the creature's unique appearance made it difficult to identify for sure. Unicorn. A creature that has long been considered a mythical being recently came a little too close to reality when this clip surfaced online. Apparently, a guy exploring a very remote part of the woods came across an alleged unicorn running around. Sporting its signature horn in the middle of its head, it looked like the real deal. This wasn't it. Another guy witnesses a very similar creature feeding on the grass. Could it be possible that these creatures have existed all along, and we just remained unaware of their presence? Now, to show you the strangest clip of these creatures. This girl was carrying what could be a baby unicorn. with exceptional looks of a white horsefoal and the singular horn. The clip left netizens thinking if this was real or a hoax. Let me know what you think of this. Mythical find.
Mga idol, panoorin niyo ang video na ito mga idol at kayo na ang humusga.
You never know when your fishing trip would take a mythical turn. That's exactly what happened with these fishermen when they accidentally trapped an actual mermaid in their fishing net. The viral video featured fishermen struggling to get the unconscious creature on a stretcher. This was a tough one for the skeptics, as the mythical creature looked pretty authentic, with a glossy fishtail and the upper body of a human. The clip left many curious, asking if the entity was released back into the ocean. However, there have been no updates on the incident, leaving it a mystery.
Mga idol, panoorin niyo ang video na ito mga idol at kayo na ang
Humanoid insect. A man discovered this large, unusual insect on a tree branch near his home. The creature had large eyes, slender, thread-like structures on its back, and a very unfamiliar appearance. As the camera zoomed out, its humanoid form became apparent. It sat upright on two legs, held onto the branch with its hands, and had an odd, flat tail. Online speculation ran wild, with some suggesting it was a hybrid creature, and others thought it to be a failed laboratory experiment. Without any confirmation of its identity, the giant insect remains an unsolved mystery. Evolved snake. A bizarre snake has been found in the Philippines, leaving locals scratching their heads. What sets this one apart is its unusual 4 legs. First, it was a horned snake. Now we have a walking snake as well. Seems like something very strange is going on with the species. The thing had a long neck attached to a mid-part with 4 limbs, which gave it an uncanny resemblance to a dinosaur. Could it be possible that dinosaurs have reappeared on Earth? Except they are much smaller than their past selves. Many speculated that it might be an evolved species of snake, while others suggested a mutation was to blame. Skeptics, on the other hand, dismissed the clip as a hoax. Horned snake. Either animals on our planet are evolving in unexpected ways, or there's something even more sinister going on. This shocking sight leaves little room for explanation. A construction worker was left terrified after he arrived early at his work site and spotted a strange snake slithering around. But this wasn't just any snake. 2 massive horns protruded from its head, giving it an eerie, almost mythical appearance. Completely shaken, he posted the clip online hoping for some answer. Reactions were mixed, with some claiming it was a juvenile dragon, even warning that it could be a sign of the end of times. Whereas skeptics remained unconvinced, arguing the video had been manipulated. Dong Tao Chick.
ไก่สีเท้านะครับ
Now, let's take a look at this odd-looking creature that will leave you scratching your head, like it did for many online viewers. This little chicken you see is a baby Dong Tao chicken, a species native to Vietnam, although it looks quite strange. So let's see what they're actually supposed to look like. That's not what I expected, but turns out it's normal for them to have legs as fat as their bodies. This baby, however, is suffering from a mutation. That caused it to have an extra pair of legs growing out the rear of its body. Due to its unusual looks, many people offered to buy it out, but the owner refused and plans on taking care of the special bird himself.
ไก่สีเท้านะครับ
Cobra in a hairdo. A bizarre-looking snake was discovered in Vemby, South Africa, which has puzzled everyone. While its appearance was quite similar to a typical snake, a distinctive patch of white hair on its head set it apart. Whether it's a genetic mutation, a natural feature, or a previously unknown species, the snake's unusual hairstyle remains a mystery. evil elf. This guy out in the dark woods came across something out of this world. Hearing strange noises, he looked around, but nothing showed up. As soon as he panned the camera down, there it was. An eerie-looking cryptid, sporting a humanoid face, long outwarded ears, long dark nails, and eyes that were bound to give nightmares to anyone who dares to stare at them. Unsettled by its presence, the guy turned out and ran out of the woods. Netizens asked the guy to go back and see if the creature was still there, but who would want to go if there is a chance of encountering this demonic-looking creature? Bigfoot. Although there's been no final proof that Bigfoot actually exists, but when this clip was posted online, people thought there might be someone out there living in our woods. A camera got footage of this furry face peeking from behind the trees. The face looked like it was the alleged Bigfoot. Humanoid features, ape-like body. Although its full form wasn't captured, but from what we saw, I guess it's safe to say that this was a Bigfoot. Enthusiasts believe it could be definitive proof of the creature's existence. However, like other times, skeptics think it was nothing more than a hoax. Fairy. An innocent walk in the neighborhood park turned into an encounter of a lifetime for this guy. While he was recording the big tree, his camera captured sight of this tiny, human-like creature flying away. At first, he thought it was probably just some huge fly or a moth. However, when he reviewed the footage, the vivid humanoid shape became clear. It looked like Tinker Bell had come out of fiction and was seen in reality. Although many online users have dismissed the clip saying it couldn't be real, the guy who experienced the moment was sure he had witnessed something otherworldly. Trapped mermaid. A group of villagers were trekking through their neighborhood at night when they were startled by a noise coming from some bushes. They went to get a look only to be confronted by something otherworldly. The creature had the upper body of a human and a huge fishtail attached to its abdomen, with silvery white hair. One of the witnesses even claimed it was 10 feet in length. What was no doubt a mermaid appeared to be trapped in a fishing net and was struggling to break free. The video led to many speculations. While some were convinced it was a real mermaid that had washed up on land, others brushed it off as a staged performance. Bizarre insect. I don't think you're supposed to do that after you encounter a bug. But this guy got a little bold and put his finger on the insect, and its reaction was priceless. It looked like two shining eyes had appeared on its backside, giving it a strange animated appearance. It even looked angry, but those green spots were not eyes, and the insect didn't materialize out of a sci-fi movie, but is actually a species called the click beetle, or pyrophorus, a bioluminescent insect. But here's something even more puzzling. That was a glowing bug. But how would you explain this? Could this be a fire-breathing lizard? Or perhaps Pokemons are actually real, and this is a Charmander. Some blame this electrical reptile on CERN, suggesting that it might be a mutation, but no real explanation had surfaced. So, what's your guess? Let me know in the comments. Snell is gone. A bizarre video circulating online has become the subject of intense debate as people scrambled to find answers. How would you even describe something like that? A lizard? A snake that sprouted feet? Or a miniature dragon? Honestly, this looks like a mix of all three. While this may look like a mythical creature that has come to life, some folks on the internet claimed they were Mother Nature's own creation, named Asian grass lizard, found in heavily planted savannas. Miami alien. Remember the Miami Mall alien conspiracy at the start of the year? A clip has surfaced online, and people are saying all that commotion was to distract the public from something far bigger. The massive police presence was there to actually retrieve this bizarre creature left behind by extraterrestrial visitors. Someone managed to record footage of this giant blob lying in the middle of the road. And did you notice there's no one around except for the police officers? After watching the clip, netizens believed this giant was an alien, and the authorities were trying to sweep it under the rug. I wonder how long these tactics can work, and we are left in the dark, because it seems there's definitely something creepy going on around us. Chupacabra. Unusually tall, walking on all four, looking like a canine, but not quite. This clip has reignited rumors of the legendary Chupacabra's existence. A blood-sucking beast, that's bad news for any cattle owner. A guy found this critter walking near a farm and decided to warn people in the region to be careful. Just looking at its dark silhouette and those long legs, I can be certain that this doesn't look like any known animal. Amidst all the Chupacabra allegations and some denying them, the true nature of the creature had remained unidentified. Giant Kraken. Have you heard about the legend of the Kraken, described in Scandinavian folklore? It's a colossal squid-like sea monster that preys on ships and its inhabitants. This was believed to be just a myth until now. There has been a rise in reports from all around the world of strange sea encounters. And there's more. Some clips have also emerged on the internet, confirming the rumors. The clip featured a massive sea monster washed ashore with people trying to help it back to sea, while this other one showed the squid trapped in a ship, and while many were genuinely terrified, skeptics remain doubtful, calling it a hoax. Tree top creeper. Looking out of your window at night, you never know what you might see. This guy, however, came across a sight that will leave him with sleepless nights. On top of the leafless tree right outside his window, he found a figure sitting on the top. It might not look like much at first, but as he focused more, he realized that it was a humanoid figure adjusted on the top at a very awkward angle. You'd think it was someone pranking the guy, but seeing its horn-like ears, I think it's safe to say it is anything but human. Unusual calf. Now let's see what a creature from India has been causing a stir all over the internet. At first glance, you might think it's some demonic entity, but turns out it's a case of conjoined cow calf. If you take a closer look, you'll see the two snouts, two tongues hanging out of their mouths, and the two faces joined together in the middle. The clip has left everyone speechless, as cows are considered a holy deity. Locals flock to the spot wanting to catch a glimpse for themselves. Human-faced monkey. An 18-year-old black-capped capuchin monkey has hit instant fame in China. Kept in the Tianjin Zoo, this animal is not an ordinary monkey, but one with a strikingly human-like face, which makes it look as if it's in a constant state of shock. Many speculated that this was an evolved monkey, and perhaps even a hybrid. But nobody knows for sure. The animal has become the talk of the town, not only in the country where locals and tourists are flocking to catch a glimpse of it, but on the internet as well, with netizens in complete awe of the monkey's features. Dark figure. This man had no idea that his midnight stroll would lead to a terrifying encounter when he spotted a strange figure on top of a rooftop. Stopping short, he started recording the humanoid silhouette, which kept standing as still as a statue, as if watching the guy. He later posted the bizarre video online, wondering if anyone knew what it was. Netizens speculated that it might be a ghost or a spirit. Others were convinced it was the Grim Reaper. Skeptics, however, suggested that it might actually be a statue or an object that looked strange. Poodle moth. Who doesn't love poodles, but what if I tell you there's something even cuter and smaller than that? Take a look at what a boy found sitting on his porch. A white, feathery insect. At first he thought it was just fluff stuck on the beam, but as he zoomed in with his camera, he realized he was looking at a fluffy moth. And as it settled upon the kid's finger, it looked exactly like a tiny poodle, with its large black eyes, long antennas, and snowy fur. Before you think it's some hybrid or even a mythical creature, this is actually a Venezuelan poodle moth discovered in 2009. Looks like the kid found himself an unusual pet. Island mystery. A drone hovering over a remote island captured a sight that left the internet abuzz with speculation. In the clear water below, some kind of creature was seen swimming as if it had no care in the world. From this far up, we can barely make out its features, but one thing's for sure. It had a unique shape. Many claim that it appeared to be a mermaid, noting its humanoid appearance. Others, however, dismissed the theory, saying it was too blurry to make any quick guesses, suggesting it could as easily have been a shark or even a squid. Juvenile Bigfoot. A curious photo has been going around the internet, leading to intense speculation. It featured a bizarre hairy figure standing in a wooded area. The uploader claimed to have stumbled upon the scene while trekking through the woods. The cryptozoologist community has been going wild with speculation, claiming this is evidence enough of Bigfoot existence, calling the creature a squatchlet. Skeptics, however, dismissed the theory, suggesting the figure could be a child donning a costume. Could there be more to this legend? What do you think? Alien chase. A man moving into a new neighborhood was shocked when he saw this frantic chase in the streets. A canine appeared to be chasing a creature that we have yet to name. But one thing was certain. It was no ordinary cryptid. Lean legs and a head that looked like it was fused with its body, without a neck. The bipedal entity left many shocked. Looking at the way it tricked the dog hinted at an intelligence rivaling our own. Netizens had various theories. Some were convinced it was an alien. Others argued the thing looked similar to Dobby. However, skeptics brushed it off as an elaborate hoax. Hybrid dolphin. Have you ever wondered if real mermaids look exactly like how we have imagined them? Looks like this clip might have some answers. A tourist cruising through the sea on a boat encountered a mysterious marine animal that people have started calling a mermaid. It was just floating in the water with its body in an upright position and a fin poking out from at the back. How can it even swim around with that kind of anatomy? Many speculated that it could be a mutated dolphin, affected by water pollution. But no one really knows the actual identity of the creature, leaving it shrouded in mystery. Peekaboo.
And then I see this light, right, and I go over here.
After hearing strange stories about an abandoned house in their town, a group of friends decided to explore it. And well, what did they expect when they freaked out as they caught sight of movement through the cracked ceiling? It was some sort of cryptid. You can barely catch a glimpse of its face. But if you pause the video and look closely, it almost resembles a human. A dwarf? A gremlin? Or an insectoid creature? The theories were endless as netizens tried to make sense of the clip. But one thing's for sure, abandoned houses must be an ideal hideout for terrifying beings that only come out at night.
And then I see this light, right, and I go over here.
Forest witch. A family encountered an unexpected surprise during a day out. While the child was playing, the father noticed a suspicious figure near their car. An unusually tall feminine figure was spotted moving its hand as if calling the kid to herself. Concerned for their safety, he quickly gathered the child and left the area. Later, when reviewing the footage, the father discovered the dark figure standing by their car was actually a witch. However, it's still unknown if it was a genuine witch or a prankster. Water sticks. Although I don't believe in magic, honestly, I have no other explanation of this clip. Just see how these unmoving sticks come alive when exposed to water. Completely still at first, the snake started moving into a spiral when put in water. The clips of this bizarre phenomenon went viral online as people tried to identify what was going on. But no one's been able to solve the mystery. So, if you have any idea or guesses, let me know in the comments. Strange blob. This strange jiggly mass covered in hair was found on a farm in Vietnam. The guy who found it showed how squishy it was. It may look like a living thing, but there's no telling, as it had no face, no prominent features, not even a limb. Now the question was what it was. Could it be something out of this world, or a previously undiscovered animal? I'll let you be the judge of that. Shadowy companion. Seeing something paranormal is the last thing you would expect seeing in broad daylight. But that's exactly what one man witnessed as he was looking out his apartment window. A guy was walking across a construction site, with a shadow following him closely, almost as if it was guarding him. Or perhaps it was an evil spirit trying to possess him. While the video looked genuine enough, skeptics argued that something like that could easily be a digital creation. Or maybe guardian angels are actually real. Dogfish. A bizarre clip making rounds on the internet has left many scratching their heads. Yes, dogs can be good swimmers. But can they be fish? Looks like they can, as the post featured a fish with a dog's head swimming in a pond. The strange footage led to a frenzy of speculation as netizens started cooking up theories. Some suggested it was an escaped lab animal, blaming the government for secret cover-ups. However, others dismissed it as a hoax. Three-legged. A driver recorded an unbelievable scene while he was waiting for the traffic signal to turn green. A man with 3 legs was casually walking around the street. His bizarre appearance has sparked an intense debate online. While many believed it was an alien masquerading as a human, others suggested it might have been a skinwalker that was stuck mid-transformation. Skeptics, however, argued that it might be a rare mutation in humans, dismissing the theories. But I'll let you decide. What do you think was going on here? Bird trance. This strange video has been circulating online, leaving even experts puzzled, as they tried to figure out what might be wrong with this bird. Throughout the video, the animal remained stuck to the tree, not moving an inch from its bizarre posture. Many even wondered if it was still alive, and by the looks of it, the poor thing looked in a state of shock. And recently, a more chilling theory emerged online, with some thinking that it might have been frozen in time, and the recorder might have stumbled upon a glitch in the Matrix. If you have any insights on this upside-down bird, do let me know in the comments. Time glitch.
Why are they all not moving?
A woman was checking up on her quails in a pen when suddenly something shocking happened. Everything appeared normal at first, with the birds fluttering around. But a few seconds into the video, all the birds froze at almost exactly the same time, leaving the caretaker freaked out. It's downright eerie how they all go from pecking normally to standing absolutely stock still, as if under some spell. Netizens quickly chalked off this unusual behavior to a time glitch, while a few others argued that it might be a response to some threat they might have felt, pointing at a single bird who kept pecking away at its seed. Nonetheless, many are convinced this is a sign we might be living in a simulation.
Why are they all not moving?
What if the people who lost their lives on the road never departed? Perhaps they're still lurking on the highways, haunting the roads in search of victims that could somehow compensate them for their loss. And although you'd think coming across a lost soul is as rare as it gets, perhaps the odds aren't in your favor. We think the scariest thing in the woods is running into a wild animal, but nothing beats the sheer terror of coming across a creature that's impossible to escape. These sounds aren't from a big hungry cat, like we think. If you listen closely, you'll realize only a soul in immense fear could possibly ever make these sounds. And that's everyone's cue to leave. Deep in the woods lurk evil spirits that vow to harm anything and anyone that comes in their path. For the most part, these evil entities were just a myth, but recently, their evil intentions are materializing right in front of our eyes, and they're no less than the devil. Encountering them can be quite dangerous, but let's hope they remain hidden. The Nang Tani is a female spirit that haunts wild trees. It is said that Nang Tani initially strikes as a beautiful figure, but the closer you get, the more haunting her appearance becomes. Someone came across this creature in a Thai forest, and as impossible as it sounds, it looks like the myth of Nang Tani is more than just a story.
There's somebody watching you on the back. Where?
Even when you think you're alone, you never are, especially when you're deep in a forest. This guy is lucky he was live streaming his exploration trip, because if it weren't for one of his viewers warning him, who knows what would have happened if he hadn't picked up on the shadow and decided to up and go.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
No, o sea, si tiene una y la otra no.
As a team of explorers reached the heart of an abandoned hospital, they encountered a ghostly humanoid, claiming it was an escaped patient. But here's the ticker. The hospital hadn't been in operation for decades. So this is believed to be the spirit of a patient who passed away under mysterious circumstances, clearly hanging on, unable to move on.
Mira, trae líquido rojo. Trae líquido rojo.
What in the world was that?
Our eyes might not be able to show us everything, but our cameras are equipped with the right specs to capture everything, even things that are apparently paranormal. This was captured on a homeowner's camera in Canada, and let's hope they've got their prayer beads out.
What in the world was that?
But it's inside now. Tap it on the window out. There.
Yeah.
Top window.
Yeah.
This is what one concerned British neighbor found after hearing the house next door rattle all night long. But this shadowy figure isn't the scariest part. It's finding out that this house has been empty for at least a couple of years. So whatever's inside is definitely not human.
Bottom window. What the hell is going on?
Watch what one homeowner's camera captured. Look closely, and you'll see this is no man walking his dog, but the spirit of one. Its lower half body mysteriously vanishes, as if it was never there. It's entirely possible this spirit doesn't even realize it has lost the battle against life. There's a chilling legend about the Serbian dancing lady. She appears at night, and anyone brave enough to approach her vanishes without a trace. But now, it seems like Mexico might have its own dancing lady, haunting its streets after dark. The question is, will anyone live to tell the tale? Residents of a quiet town spotted this strange figure hovering in the sky. At first, they thought it was a man in need of help, and quickly called rescue services, but they soon realized it might not actually be human at all. A guy with superpowers or something entirely otherworldly. The entire town was left speechless. Duende are humanoid figures resembling dwarves and gnomes, believed to haunt wooded areas at night. What was once thought to be myth came to life. When a forest explorer had a terrifying face-to-face encounter with these creatures in the dead of night. While duende are typically known for their harmless mischief, you can never be sure of their intentions, so it's best to steer clear of the woods after dark. Exploring abandoned buildings at night seems all fun and games until you come across something you can't explain. And sometimes, that creature means business. As the man tried to hightail it out of there, the creature relentlessly followed him, and the video ended abruptly, leaving us all to wonder what went down in that place. A morning walk is supposed to be peaceful, right? But encountering something like this could change that quickly. In the dim light of the dawn, you can barely make out the creature. Is it a dog? A bipedal creature or something even beyond our imaginations? It stood so still, as if it too was surprised to see a human. Bigfoot has been the subject of human fascination for centuries, with only blurry footage and scattered eyewitness accounts to back it up. But recently, a trail camera in a restricted area caught the giant creature in action, thrashing a hefty tree with sheer strength. If it weren't for that tree, one might claim it was just a person in a costume. Playing around an abandoned place or a forest at night is one thing, but this man went a step ahead and laid down in an empty grave, and it was just a matter of time that something spooky happened. He's lucky the ghost or whatever it was just pulled his shirt and nothing else.
Over there.
Over where?
This is every parent's worst dream, to see their child so close to danger, but no way of finding out what that danger is, even if it's just a man donning a costume. The thought of this happening is stomach-churning, but if it really is a skinwalker, it's best to stay locked in.
Over there.
Over where?
The Jinn is an evil entity that is capable of shape-shifting into anything it wants. But on rare occasions, it's possible to entrap the Jinn before its transformation is complete. And this is exactly what's happened here. But hopefully, this Jinn doesn't get to complete its transformation. People are all around us, but not all of them are humans, masking themselves as us. Hundreds of aliens live on Earth. You may not recognize them, but occasionally they slip up and reveal their presence. It might look like hyper-flexibility to us, but perhaps this woman really is another being disguising herself as one of us. The forests in Alberta, Canada, have long been marred by the rumors of the elusive Bigfoot, but until now, most have just chalked it off as a myth. But as one biker took a daring route down there, he discovered the monstrous entity isn't as far and hidden as we believe. The Kappa is a green, human-like being with webbed hands and feet that emerges from deep ponds to steal the souls of lost children. The Kappa's fear has long won in Japanese folklore, but recently, someone drained a pond and discovered a Kappa-like creature. As it thrashed around, the folks tried to capture it, but eventually let go. What if dragons were always real, but instead of being extinct, they were cursed to spend the rest of eternity clad in stone? It might sound absurd, but explorers recently unearthed what looks like a petrified dragon egg. Perhaps they'll figure out a way to revive the species, but even then, things could go awry. If you're terrified of lizards, you might want to skip because it looks like these reptilian beings are evolving and will soon be breathing fire. If this was happening in any other body part, we could have said the lizard probably swallowed a light, but a flick of the tail? This has to be something out of this world. Have you ever wondered why we don't get to see mermaids as much as we hear about them? It's because when they do show up, they're mercilessly brought out of the waves onto the shore, and the crowds that find them usually end up not helping them because they're too busy freaking out. So now, mermaids prefer staying deeper and deeper in the ocean. We think elves and goblins are just bedtime stories, but what if these creatures really do exist and have learned how to blend in with us? They occasionally slip up, especially if they're young, but the minute they turn into adults, they're able to mask their true identity and hide who they truly are.
What the hell is this? What the hell is this?
Just a crazy, imaginative creature, right? But perhaps Tinkerbell was always there, but simply doesn't look like the humanoid fairy we think. Maybe all fairies look like that, easily passing off for insects because they know we'll never suspect it.
So if anyone's got a clue...
In a small Thai village, when night falls, a spirit takes over the body of a woman and forces her up a tree. There, the two fight internally. The woman screams to take back her freedom, but the spirit inside her refuses to budge. Now and then, neighbors witness this happening, but are too afraid to do anything.
Oh my gosh! What the heck?
There's a conspiracy theory that states somewhere in the US, an anonymous mad scientist has successfully replicated dinosaur DNA and even grown some of the beasts. It's possible they're being smuggled to a discreet location where they'll grow into adults until they return to reenact Jurassic Park.
Oh my gosh! What the heck?
Deep in the oceans lives a race of terrifying beings that were initially raised by humans, but let go because they began to destroy everything that came into sight. Now and then, they'll surface to the top, clinging to vessels in the hopes of regaining control, but they fail, leaving behind this squelching mass. Doesn't this look like a being that came from a different planet? Although it's just a vampire bat, its appearance alone explains how it can be confused for a different bee being. When the cobras around the world begin to sport hair, that's our cue to believe the world is going in a very, very different direction. This isn't some sort of mutation either, which means we've either got a mad scientist on our hands or a very angry Mother Nature. It's not every day you get to see the mystery of the elusive Bigfoot come to life, but one woman vacationing in Costa Rica noticed a creature lurking just outside her lodge. It seemed to be stalking her every movement, as if deciding whether she's a threat, and thankfully retreated before things got too serious. This might be every homeowner's nightmare. It's one thing to run into a critter this big, but it's an entirely different fear when you run into this bug right inside your home. At this point, it doesn't even matter what kind of insect or arthropod this is, just torch the place down. The angels we dream of don't always appear with wings. They might be keeping an eye on you, burning brighter than ever, while we're unaware of what's going on around us. And then they fall down, unable to hold the burden of their masked existence. A couple of years ago, citizens found an odd creature perched on the Empire State Building. It was believed to be Vagar, the fire-breathing dragon from the Game of Thrones. Perhaps such reptilian monstrosities exist even today, but we never look high enough. Hiking alone in the woods, and that too at night, you're bound to come across a scare or two. But this man got more than he bargained for when suddenly, out of nowhere, he saw this figure lurking in the bushes. It looked like someone's lawn gnome had gone out for a walk. You've heard of haunted towns where things mysteriously vanish without a trace. Well, this clip comes from one of those eerie places. A man's chicken and goat started disappearing into thin air, but no one could explain how until now. Watch closely as a surveillance camera captures something chilling, a shapeshifter in action. Have you felt like someone was following you at night? Now imagine the sheer terror of realizing that your stalker isn't a human at all. After feeling an eerie presence, this man finally mustered up the courage to look back, only to find this ghastly entity staring right back at him. A small Romanian town turned into the scene of a horror movie when a surveillance camera captured something, or someone they didn't recognize. In small towns, everyone knows each other, but this figure spotted in the dead of the night was a stranger. And by the looks of it, with its unnatural gait, it didn't seem human at all.
Figura humanoide, cuerpo, cabeza.
They say trees are prime spots for restless spirits, and we've all heard stories about haunted trees growing up. But I never truly believed it until this clip surfaced online. One moment, something was perched in the tree, and the next, it vanished without a trace. Let's just hope it didn't harbor any malevolent intentions.
Ya no está. Ya no está.
Hellhounds. Mythological creatures said to either guard hell or embody the devil himself are often seen as bad omens. There have been countless rumors of these entities, but no solid evidence until now. This CCTV footage has sparked widespread fear. Could this be a sign of an impending catastrophe? If a human isn't acting like one, then perhaps they aren't one at all. A clip from the VMAs has gone viral, and for good reason. It's not something you see every day. Take a look at this woman with an eerie smile plastered on her face. fixed straight into the camera. A demon? Or maybe a reptilian human? What's your take? They say the building is haunted, but who really believes ghost stories anymore, right? That is, until something eerie like this happens. Imagine solid ground suddenly giving way right beneath you. Looks like the spirits were a bit too eager to make their presence known. One wrong step, and that guy could have been in serious trouble. Something that can make those sounds is definitely not human or even an animal. A family in the US had been hearing those strange noises. One night they finally managed to catch it on camera. This pale humanoid creature was lurking outside their house. And by the looks of it, this creature's repeated visits mean serious business. Skinwalkers, the legendary creatures of myth. Or are they? With so many accounts and eyewitnesses from all around the world, it's hard to deny their existence. This eerie footage captures a pale, crawling figure on all fours. And you have to admit, it's a scene straight out of a nightmare. You'd think a 20-feet-high window would be untouchable, but one resident awoke to find a small footprint on the frosty glass. And here's the scariest part. Not only is it impossible for any human, let alone a child, to angle themselves to make a footprint like this, the woman who lives there doesn't have any children. So whose could it be? A sign of a lost soul? What if Mother Nature was more than just a myth? Perhaps she spent all these decades sleeping, but with the way we've been treating Earth, it looks like she's finally waking up from her deep slumber. Look a little closely, and you'll see a glistening eye, quickly blinking in the lake, almost as if an angry entity is about to get up. Have you ever caught something from the corner of your eye only to find nothing there? Something like that was actually captured on camera. A smoky apparition materialized and disappeared just as quickly. It was so vague. I almost thought I had imagined it. I don't even know what to call this thing. An alien from Mars? A ghost? Or maybe even an undiscovered species? I really hope not. Its form is so strange. You can't even tell where its head is. With its movements, it almost looks like a giant, white, hairy worm. Whatever it is, it's making the woods an even creepier place to be. Hearing creepy noises in the woods at night? That's your cue to leave. But this guy did the exact opposite and found this big bad wolf crouching behind the tall grass. He reported that it looked like a bipedal creature. It seems like Dogman is more than just a myth. Sometimes it's just better not knowing things, because I don't know what those things were. A CCTV camera mounted in the backyard of a house captured these strange white figures hopping along the fence. And if they weren't smoky and ghost-like, you could have said they were rabbits. Looks like aliens have taken over the woods for good. It's one thing knowing that things like this exist, and another to know that it has been taking shelter in your house. A home security camera in North Carolina caught this tiny cryptid sneaking around the front yard and hiding behind a flower pot. They say lawn ornaments come alive at night to follow their evil schemes. Could this be it? El Hombre Bestia, or the Beast Man, is a Peruvian legend that roams in the deep shadows of jungles feared by indigenous tribes. Standing 10 feet tall, the towering creature is coated in thick fur. Its most terrifying feature is its face, sending a chill down the spines of even the bravest of souls. A blend of animal, demonic, and human. Sudden disappearance of goats, chickens, and other animals from a village could only mean one thing. Something sinister is involved. That's when a villager spotted this strange black creature, apparently feeding on something, and they believe it's the mythical chupacabra come to life. Remember, Thing, the creepy hand from the Addams family. 100 times creepier hands has appeared on the internet, freaking everyone out. Although not as robust as Thing, this one looked sentient, wiggling its fingers slowly. And wait, what's that coming out of the chopped off hand? Roots? Somehow that makes it even creepier. If your house drainage is blocked, then it's probably due to something like this stuck inside. Or at least one homeowner found this weird spindly blob down his drain hole. It's surprising the things Mother Nature has up her sleeve. If I were in his place, I would have just up and left right then and there. You never know who might come knocking at your door at the dead of the night. A family was shocked when they saw this insectoid creature looking into their doorbell camera. I just hope they didn't let that thing inside. Folks, this is your cue to keep all your doors tightly bolted. Perhaps ghosts still retain desires that they had when they were alive? That's the only way to explain this paranormal video, featuring gym instruments moving all on their own. The next time you hear a house is haunted, steer clear of it, especially at night. Or you might encounter a creature that this guy came across. And I don't think any of us would want to know what exactly that entity is. In the Philippines, there's a mental asylum that has long been abandoned, but inside lives the spirit of an old patient who suffered here. It is said the spirit wanders out at night, seeking vengeance from those who wronged it. And if you come across the spirit, you're as good as gone. It's not unusual for animals to behave weirdly, but when they begin to act human, that's when you know the world is spinning in a different direction. Many believe this goat was haunted by an evil spirit, or was cursed by a witch to spend its life like this. Just as the clock struck 1, a home security camera caught onto a slight movement. There, just along the patio, a peculiar creature took motion. It seemed to take cover behind the flower pot and eventually disappeared. Could this be a real-life gnome? At exactly 4:27 a.m., a spooky humanoid creature approached a car in a small village in Romania. It's not easy to chalk this off to a costume because you just know from a glimpse alone, whatever this is, isn't human, no matter what. Open discussion. This picture of a dragon has been circulating online. Netizens believe ancient folklore creatures might be more than that. Back in 2014, as locals strolled near Notre Dame, Paris, something strange happened. A giant creature flew in and sat on top of the building. sporting gigantic wings and a dinosaur-like body. Locals were scared, thinking they were witnessing a dragon. As chaos ensued, and onlookers ran to save their lives. Someone recorded this footage and posted it online. Now people are divided on this, with some saying a sighting of such a creature would have made global headlines. And there's also a group saying that maybe authorities are trying to hide it from the general public. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like it and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.